After making the first cut with this new saw, I am liking it. Like a hot knife through butter. If you recall from the last video, the old saw was struggling mightily to get through this stuff. This thing chews right through it. Very nice. More power. Of course, it's a new blade too, but yeah, I'm liking. Okay. Today's project, get the rest of the stringers put in, and I think I'm going to put some of the plywood above where I've got, you see how the foil fell down because I didn't have the mesh holding it up because we had rain yesterday and I wasn't here. So I'm going to put some of the plywood up, not nail it down, just put it in place so that the tarp doesn't bow into the stringer cavities. So without further ado, I'm going to start chopping boards and getting some stringers put in place. Definitely loving the new saw. Even slices right through the wet stuff. Now, a hopefully helpful tip for those of you who don't do stuff like this very often. One thing you never want to do, unless you want to become an expert at digging splinters out of your hands, don't slide the lumber through your hands. You pick it up and pass it hand over hand to yourself. And then you always move your hands off of the wood, not against the wood, or you're guaranteed to get some splinters, and that's going to result in either some infections because you ignored it, or some lost time digging splinters out of your hand. Not fun, especially when you work alone. I'm pretty good here because I don't have to go very far, as you see. I don't slide my hands down the wood. There. Just that simple. Just thought I'd pass that on. I don't know how many people pay attention to that sort of thing, but there you go. Okay, I'll be back later. Last cut for the day. Famous last words. Again, like I mentioned before, I'm sighting down these edges on both sides to figure out which way the board is bending, and it's ever so slightly high on this side. This is the crown. Again, hand over hand. Bring the board to you. Make an arrow to mark this side up, and then bring it over to the sawhorse. Let's see, we'll black you out for a second so you don't get dizzy. Where are you? There we are. Let's finagle that just a little bit. There we are, now you're level. Okay, just a quick demo. The cut is a light 141 inches. Take your mark. Another thing you see a lot of people do is letting the tape snap all the way back up to the box. You're going to snap the tip off. Bring it up and slow it down before you get there. It looks cool, sounds cool, but all you're going to do is spend money on more tape measures. And yes, for the safety sallies, I should have some glasses on, but everything I have is too dark, or my prescriptions are too strong and I can't see. So with the wind working to my favor, we're okay. Quicker than greased owl snot. And then we take our plank and push it up here, hand over hand, not sliding forward through your hands. That's it. I'm going to put some stringers up, and I'll be back in a bit. There we have it. All the floor joists are in. Now I can start the decking. That's turning up on the weeds down here. That's under the tarp over there. I'm going to move some of it over to that far end because I've already got reflectix and mesh up, and I don't want those bays filling with water. So I'll put some decking over there and then cover it back up with the tarp. And that's it for today. It's time to wrap up. See you next time, folks. Have a good one. Well, how about that? We got a floor. Sort of. These things are heavy too. And cumbersome. But we don't really have a floor yet. I just carried 6 of them up and set them in place. Like I said before, down here is reflectix already put in and some mesh, and I don't want those pockets filling up with rainwater, so we still have this over here to do. But I'm going to get the reflectix and the hardware cloth put in first, and then I'll put down the floor. And by the way, let's step down here. Anybody who knows about doing stuff like this, every other one, like this next one, will be cut in half so that all the seams will be staggered. So one full piece, half a piece, one full piece, and so on. So you don't have a seam running all the way down one stringer, which makes a weak joint. It also strengthens the floor up, and that'll be like that. So full, half, full, half, half full, half full, half full, half-assed, half slow, mostly half slow. But we got some work done, feeling pretty good. Got all the joists in, and it looks pretty good with some decking laid down. It'll look even better when the decking's nailed down, and then I can get started on the walls. I hope to have walls and rafters up before I leave the beginning of October. We'll see how ambitious that plan is. I may have to get some financing and hire some help to get that done and to get the roof on, because it is going to be a forever roof. We're getting a metal roof. Mama wants a red metal roof, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But as you can see, this is not actually plywood, this is oriented strand board. So have to really be careful about getting this stuff wet. It's a little moist on the ends here. It's still sound though, but if it gets too soaked and stays that way too long, it just turns into oatmeal and falls apart. It's no good. So I would like to get all this covered in and closed in before I have to leave, so I don't have to worry about weather or a leaky tarp or plastic or stuff like that. But feeling pretty good about today's accomplishment, and I think it's time to finish wrapping up, pack up the truck, and head on out of here. So until next time, friends, we will see you later.